Hi and welcome. You are watching local public access television. This is a weekly series designed to offer you tools for transformation, tangible tips that you can use today to incorporate change into your life. We call this show Try This at Home because that's what we hope that you'll do. My name is Anne Martel. We're here at the New World Chiropractic Center, which consequently is where we offer meditation classes for the modern day meditation as well as Lamaze classes. We have a very special guest for you today. His name is Robert. He has a business that's called Simply Change. He is a facilitator of change, and also he is one of my teachers for the modern day meditation. Welcome, Robert.
Thank you, Anne. Good to be here.
Thanks for being here.
Yeah.
So your business is called Simply Change.
Yes. And I guess the way that came about was simply that for the last 20 years I've been helping people make changes inwardly through meditation and seminars and such. And the byproduct of those inward changes was that most people would go back into their home environment or office environment and feel the need and desire to make changes outwardly to reflect what's going on inside.
So what would be an example of an outward change someone would make?
Well, have you ever noticed friends maybe that own like t-shirts from college and they're now 35 years old and they're still wearing those t-shirts that reflect who they were when they were 19 years old, and they're still kind of carrying on that persona of this young college student when they're now a mature, very successful person, and they haven't quite changed into themselves.
And why do you think, why would someone still wear a high school or college t-shirt? They're afraid of letting it go, or?
Well, I think one of the facts of life is change is difficult for everyone. I think what's probably one of the scariest things for people is to really face change. Because there's that unknown about, well, what's next? Where do I step into if I let go of something that's very common and familiar? But, there's no way around it. Life is change. But oftentimes people kind of clutch on to what they have because of the comfort factor of it. And it limits them and prohibits them from actually stepping into really who they are now, as well as into the opportunities that lie in front of them.
So would you recommend that our viewers look through their closet and maybe weed out those college t-shirts? And
yeah, that's exactly what I want you to do. Every one of you will take a break and just everyone go to your closet, grab one shirt you're tired of, or you're just simply, it no longer reflects who you are. And I tell you, one of the things that I've noticed with most people is they own things in their closet, as an example, that don't even make them feel beautiful. It's a dumpy old sweatshirt that has holes in it. It's clothes that hang on them awkwardly, and they don't even display the beauty that you really are. So maybe after this show, you'll approach your own closet, your own clothes, and see what clothes are actually kind of holding you back or binding you in an old way. And maybe you're just ready now. I challenge you. Are you ready to make some change just simply in your closet and let go of something that you're ready for that?
And this is my favorite. I have thin clothes in my closet.
You have what?
Thin clothes. I have my thin clothes that is 7 pounds ago or so that I don't want to let go of, because if I let go of them, then I'm actually not going to get back into the thin clothes.
I have clients that have their thin clothes, their fat clothes, their medium clothes, and they've got these closets full of clothes that they can't even wear right now. But what if I gain weight? What if I lose weight? And it's called kind of like a fantasy, but it's holding on again versus, okay, this is what I have right now, and trusting that if I lose weight, I'll go get new clothes that reflect who I am in my new weight.
Who I am now.
Yeah. So please let go of the thin clothes.
All right. And what about, I believe that one of the things in your job too deals with objects and material things and clutter, and what's an example of a client you have?
Many of my clients are those that, many of them are baby boomers and older that have had 30, 40, 50, 60 years worth of time to accumulate a lot of material belongings and a lot of time to get attached to those belongings. And one of the challenges I have, and one of their challenges and why they need my assistance, is that now they may be downsizing from a 4,000 square foot home down to a 1,500 square foot flat, and they've got way too much stuff, but they just don't have the power within them to kind of detach from all those belongings. And so I'm there to hold their hand and help them through the emotional letting go, because there's things there that they may have received from their grandmother or their mother, and they feel kind of obligated to hold on to those memories, those past lives. Though, mom's dead now, grandma's gone, and this is all I have to remember her by, but there's a sense of obligation to hold on to them, as much as, just the emotional attachment to it. I have to. They'd be mad if I let go of it, or I don't have anyone to give it to that would mean as much to them as it does to me. So.
And in that situation, what do you do? Like, let's say I'm Harriet and I have my grandmother's plate here, and my kids don't want it because obviously they just don't see the value or really recognize what this thing is, and I can't bring it to the nursing home, or, what do you do? How would you help me? Do I have feelings to face, or, what do I do I have the plate clutched in my hand?
Well, I think it's really a good question, and I think that one of the things that is most important for that person that's clutching it, as well as for me or someone that's helping that person, one is to have compassion for self or for that person, because there are emotions attached to it, and they're going through something. They're going through a process of feeling the letting go of it, and maybe feeling
letting go grandma.
Letting go grandma, or letting go of memories of times with grandma. And that's what kind of contains those memories, is this object, or reminds them of that. But I start there with, okay, you may have feelings about it, and there's probably a story behind it. And we all have objects and things in our life that we have stories about, and what most often needs to happen is just those stories be told one more time. Then it's much easier to let go. Or our ceremony sometimes, like, well, what do we need to do with this? Maybe we need to pack it up and wrap it and donate it in a present form, like wrapped with a bow and all, so that you can feel like it's being given to someone next to own, to have their own memories with.
That's very sweet.
So you do something with it that is beyond just putting it in a garbage bag and dumping it.
And actually, I bet that many of our viewers have something, at least one thing, right? At least one thing in your house that you're actually just holding on to because it was a gift or it's a memory that, maybe you don't even like that microwave egg poacher. I don't know what it is, right? Maybe you don't even cook. I don't know. Not Mom, I'm not talking to you. But I'm just saying, like, maybe there's something in your house that you don't use that's taking up space that actually somebody else could benefit from, and you could wrap up and give away. I actually tried one Christmas to do, none of us had money, and I was like, all right, everybody just, take something of yours, and go through your house and shop for your family. And actually, it was the most sentimental Christmas we had. I remember just crying. One of my friends died, Mira, and my mother likes fairies, and I had something from her, and I could actually share that thing, let go of something actually that I didn't want to let go of because I love my mother, even though I don't like the microwave egg poacher. But maybe that's something our viewers could do.
It's true. I mean, there's both points of it. One is you have things that you actually are emotionally attached to and are important, and then there's those other things that you're just, and this is where most of my clients fall into this area of, I feel obligated to hold on to it because somebody gave it to me. And it's like, I don't even like that couch, but Mom gave me the couch. And what would she say if I got rid of this couch? And it doesn't fit my decor, but yet I have to have it in my house. And it's like, well, That's conditional giving. And do you think they actually expect you to hold on to everything that they give? And is that the way you want to run your life? Or, change the paradigm you have going on for yourself and go, well, it was given with an open heart, just as I'd want to give something, and not with the obligation. If I give you something, I'm going to have to hold on. You're going to have to hold on to it for the rest of your life. But here, it's a token of my love, and do what you want with it. Right. And that's where we get to it. That dialogue is, you think you can just do what you want with it now, and let go of that feeling of obligation, because there's closet full of those kind of objects that obligated to hold on to. But look and see if there's anything in your room right now that you'd like to change, that you're ready to change, that you're ready to let go of. Maybe there's something to give away. Maybe the furniture just needs to be moved, so you have a different perspective on your life by just moving something around.
And also, maybe they could take a minute to see how they feel sitting in that room, which can be created by the things surrounding you.
Right, right. And that's another good point, is even sometimes if you just sit someplace else in your room than you normally do, with a different perspective, and look at it, go like, do I really feel good in here? Do I like the way it looks in here? Just changing your perspective.
And also, if you don't live alone, maybe how do I think that other people would feel maybe in my space? Like, if I were to consider how my kids would feel in the space, it might make a difference to me about how the space is if I couldn't do it for myself,
Right, right. It's true. It's especially when you're living with a family. You have to take everybody in consideration, what their needs are too. And this comes up a lot with couples, is that's the wife's room, that's the husband's room, and that's the common areas like the kitchen or something. And sometimes they just pick their own rooms, and that's my room. But there is that consideration of, yeah, I like that, but my husband really likes it this way more, or the kids need this, or
I have a terrible story about myself. It was moving day, and I downsized considerably the economy, and I had family helping me move, and 2 men helping me move, and my mom and dad, and it's moving day, and we have to put this really big couch in this really small space. So one of the people who aren't living in the space had a very distinct idea about how the couch was going to go, and it's physical labor, like they have to move the couch, and so he's saying to me, please just try it that way, and I'm telling him, I know I'm not going to like it that way, with part of the couch sticking up in the middle of the couch, I'm not going to like it, and he's going, just come on, let's try it, and the floor's being scratched, and I'm going, no, I don't want to try the couch like that, right? So we have this, and everybody else is really tense, which I bet you find in your work all the time. And so, my parents just don't know what to do, and Patrick's directing me, and so finally I look at everybody and I go, I am so freaking happy I'm not married right now, because this couch is gonna go however I want it as soon as you leave. So you can spend as much time arguing with me right now about how the couch goes. But isn't it true? It's how we just it's a little bit of control.
Just a little?
How your house
just a little?
No, but I mean in general, right? We control our own space.
It's true. It's true. I can't help but laugh.
Well, and I swore. I actually did swear, and my parents were like, and my mother was like, I think you could have said that nicer, because I was tired of mad.
But the point is a really good point here, is that how often we get stuck in what we think it needs to work, and we don't even take in consideration. Maybe someone has a really good suggestion and perspective on it, and why not just try it?
Right.
And maybe, then of course you feel foolish because, you're right, it does look better that way.
Totally.
And I don't want to be in that situation to even have that.
Well, and actually someone did help me